Hi everyone! If you're new here, I'm Allen with Earthglow, and this channel is all about sharing the joy of candle making. In today's video, we are doing another episode of our fragrance favorites, and today we are going to be going over my favorite masculine fragrances. Whatever that word means, most people seem to kind of know what it associates with, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. These are definitely not fragrances for only men. I have a lot of women and a lot of non-binary clients that do purchase these fragrances. But anyways, if these kinds of videos bring a smile to your face, then consider subscribing. I am always posting candle business related content, and fragrance videos, as most of you know, are my absolute favorite to film. But anyways, let's get into today's video, and I hope that you enjoy. Okay, so coming in our number 5 spot, and I'm going from number 5 to number 1. I will also be mentioning at the end the honorable mentions and the fails. But coming in number 5, we have Mojave from 1617. It's such a unique fragrance and it's such a good thrower. This fragrance, according to 1617, is a blend of geranium, pomelo, pink pepper, and palo santo. And to me, I'm about to release this one in my Wanderlust collection as my Luxor candle. And it literally smells arid, like a desert. I think that they named it perfectly, calling this one Mojave. This fragrance is so, oh my God, I just dropped the cap. Okay, but yeah, this fragrance is so unique, and it is definitely, it's not like anything that I have smelled before. It's one of those that is hard to describe. I personally pick up a lot of orange notes in this one. It's really kind of a citrusy, like this one just reminds me of the color orange, like, but not like a bright orange. It's like an arid orange. It's like a terracotta orange almost, like the ground in a desert. Number 4, we have Woodwood by Stone Candles. And this one is also going to be in my Wanderlust collection as my Manhattan candle. So I'm doing 2 candles in the Wanderlust collection from where I have had my surgeries in the United States. This fragrance literally smells like you are just walking in Manhattan in the fall and you are all dressed up, got your leather satchel that you were carrying down the street in Manhattan. This fragrance is rich. It is an excellent thrower. I use this in my beeswax, soy, and cocoa cream wax blend, but I have also made this into soy candles, and it fills a room with an 8-ounce candle. This fragrance, it literally smells like the Tom Ford. If you're familiar with the Tom Ford dupe, this is like a spot-on dupe for Woodwood by Tom Ford, and I know this fragrance is expensive. I know Stone Candles in 1617 are expensive, but with Stone Candles, you can actually, I have just found out, get a candle maker discount if you provide your business information. They do give a bulk discount on their fragrance oils. This Woodwood fragrance is such a mood. This is a mature, refined, sophisticated fragrance, and this is not for everyone. I don't think. I think this is for a very select crowd. Like, I feel like this fragrance and really the Mojave fragrance that I just talked about as well are very polarizing. Now again, this is one that I haven't officially sold in my candle line yet, so I've done extensive testing with this fragrance. I love how it performs, but I haven't officially sold it, so I can't really talk about like my feedback with this one in terms of selling it. For our number 3, we have Amber Waters, and this one is by Nature's Garden. Now, you all know that I've talked about this fragrance a lot if you've watched my other fragrance content. This fragrance, like, oh my God, you literally need to smell this fragrance. Like, it is so different. All 3 of these that I've just talked about are very different in their own ways. Actually, I would say all 5 of my top masculine fragrances are so different from each other. This particular one is just like, it is more seductive. Like, you're not like with the Woodwood walking on the street in New York. It's modern in a different way. It's avant-garde. It's edgy. It's so one-off, Art Deco almost. This Amber Waters, I don't even know what I'm smelling. It is so cohesively blended. I don't even know what I'm smelling. You definitely get the amber, and it's a dark amber. It's a mysterious amber. It's not a black amber, but it's a mysterious amber. There's so much mystery in this fragrance as a whole, and so much personality. Coming in number 2, we have Alistar, and this one is by 1617. This fragrance is a blend of cypress, vetiver, tobacco leaf, sandalwood, and ambergris. And this fragrance is one, if you watch my 1617 review when I first smelled it, that I was blown away from day one with this fragrance, and making this into candles has been no different. It is such a strong thrower. This fragrance will fill a room with a small candle if you use it at 10%. And I have tested this in natural waxes such as 464 and my beeswax soy and cocoa cream. And this fragrance, I feel like for some, this could be like their only masculine fragrance in their candle line, and you would have people continually coming back for this one. It's so cohesive and so unique. I have also played around with blending this with the Mojave, and also I blended it with their Kathmandu, which I enjoyed, but this one as a standalone definitely is great. I know this is not a surprise to any of you. This fragrance I have raved about. In my amber, my best amber fragrances video. I think it took number 1 in that one, and I've called this fragrance my favorite oil of all time. So this should not come as a surprise to you, but this is Ombra by Stone Candles, and this fragrance is absolutely divine, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get enough of smelling it. This fragrance, it is amber, but it is like, you get this smoke, like this incense smoke, not the smoke in your hair type of a smoke. And it's so luxe smelling. Like, this fragrance is like the definition of luxury to me. I sell this as my Tibet candle in my Wanderlust collection. It is a phenomenal seller, a phenomenal thrower in natural waxes, and I do still use it at 10%, but I think you could get away with using it at a lot less strength. And for the honorable mentions, we have Santo by Stone Candles, and these are in no particular order necessarily for the honorable mentions. This is a Le Labo type. I have used this in my San Francisco candle in my Wanderlust collection. I love it. It is a lighter thrower in natural waxes, even at 10% and even after a lengthy cure time. Next honorable mention is Charcoal Tonka from the Flaming Candle, and I put this one as an honorable mention because I have made this into candles that I really like. It did not perform very well, and I tried several different things. It caused a lot of sooting with the wood wicks, and I just wasn't happy with that. And also, I feel like this one is pretty polarizing. You definitely get the charcoal and the tonka. It's a really unique oil, but I think it definitely has a very select crowd. And yeah, I was not happy at all with how this performed in my beeswax soy and cocoa cream candle with the wood wick. It caused a lot of sooting, and to me, that is just not acceptable. So yeah, so this gets an honorable mention, and I may do some more experimentation. The next honorable mention is Cashmere Musk by Candle Science. And the reason that this one only gets an honorable mention is because I have only made it into one candle before, and so I just don't have a lot of experience with this oil. And this whole series is oils that I do have quite an extensive experience of working with myself and or selling. You definitely get the cashmere, you get the musk, you get some really unique notes with this one. There's a whole rich base profile, and this one is just a sexy oil. And Candle Science did only give this one 2 of their scent leaves for the strength in soy wax, but I will say that when I burned a soy candle, that this one performed pretty well for me, and I was overall satisfied with the HT, and I do often give companies a hard time for not having a strong enough HT that is to my satisfaction in natural waxes. So yeah, this cashmere musk, I was surprised that they rated that way. Next honorable mention is Birch and Black Pepper by the Flaming Candle. And this oil I really like. If you saw my video when I was first trying this one out back in the winter, I like freaked out when I smelled this one out of the bottle. But making this into candles has been somewhat disappointing for me. This oil did not produce very good HT when I made it into soy candles, and it just was barely noticeable. So I'm still doing a lot of testing with this one. I want it to work out for me, but I'm so far not happy with the HT. But I will say that this fragrance overall is such a refined, masculine fragrance. It's kind of almost like autumnal. You could definitely use this in a holiday collection, even though all these fragrances that I'm mentioning in this Fragrance Favorites series are going to be specifically ones that you could use year round. I would also consider placing this one into a holiday collection. So I mention this as an honorable mention because if you do use paraffin or a parasoy, you could probably get the throw out of this one that I am hoping to get, that I was hoping to get out of it in my 100% soy. Next honorable mention is Dragon's Blood by Candle Science. And I played around with putting this one in my number 4 spot and my number 5 spot, and I concluded that I could just give it an honorable mention. It is kind of more of like a tobacco shop, smoke shop type of a scent. That's kind of how Erica from Memory Box Candle Co. describes it. She sells a Dragon's Blood fragrance from, I believe, California Candle Supply, as her DJ fragrance, and she says that it reminds her of like her boyfriend when he was working at a tattoo shop, that type of a scent. The Dragon's Blood from Candle Science is very similar to the other Dragon's Blood. You can get this fragrance from a lot of different companies. You certainly don't need to get it from Candle Science. I don't think theirs is anything special necessarily. This is in my Artisan collection as my Go Smudge Yourself candle, and it's very popular. Like, I sell it year round. I have 2 5-pound buckets of this. I'm just not that passionate about it. People definitely love it. It's just, yeah, I couldn't put it much higher than this for that reason. Next honorable mention is Tonka and Oud from Candle Science. And this is one that I also played around with putting in my number 4 or number 5 spot. This one is definitely up there for me, but the reason that I only rank this one as an honorable mention is because I do end up blending it with a lot of things in order to get it to work the way I really like. So I use this one as my London Fog candle, and I do blend it with 3 other fragrances to make that candle, and you could definitely use it as a standalone. It's very strong on its own. It's really refined. It reminds me of like a London man almost, like you're in the UK, and it's just got that sort of air about it. It does have a lot of powder to it, and I think that that could turn a lot of people off. But yeah, I do use this one in my Hogwarts Library candle and in my London Fog candle, and it is a blend in both cases. The last honorable mention goes to Bow Ties and Bourbon from Aztec. And this fragrance I absolutely adore, and it's such a special fragrance. Like, I found out about this oil from Just Chris, and she is another small YouTube channel like me, but she has some great fragrance content, and I always love her reviews. Bow Ties and Bourbon, she describes it as like a sexy man, and I would definitely, oh my god, I just whacked myself in the face. I would definitely agree with her that it smells like that. It is gonna lean towards, for me, a little bit more of, I don't wanna say less refined. It's just a little bit of a different type of a sexy man. Like, this is not a Manhattan sexy man. This has a little more excitement to it. It has a little bit more, I don't want to say verging on a deodorant because it's not at all, but it has a little bit more of that quality, well, not quality, but a little bit more of that characteristic than some of these other fragrances that I've talked about. And I hate even saying that because it's so not a deodorant. But yeah, This Bow Ties in Bourbon gets an honorable mention from me, and the only reason I think that I would not rank it higher than honorable mention is because I've only made this into one candle. I have not worked extensively with this fragrance yet. And 2 more honorable mentions go to Tobacco Cedar and Wood Sage and Sea by Aztec. And these, I think, have a lot of potential. I'm not gonna go into the exact details of them other than I think that they're very sophisticated masculine fragrances, but I have not made either of these ever into a candle, so the very best I can say is that I think that they have a lot of potential, and if you're ordering free samples from Aztec, you might wanna check them out if you need a good masculine oil. And for the fails, these also are in no particular order, but we definitely have some fails. The first absolute fail is Palo Santo by Stone Candles. And I don't know if you saw my video when I first smelled this fragrance. I literally think that not many things smell worse than this oil. I don't know what Daniel Stone was thinking because I know he has a very refined nose, but yeah, this oil literally smells like a belt on a vacuum cleaner that's burning up. Or like if you took a cigarette butt and it was outside for a while. I don't even know what else to say other than I just can't stand this oil. The next fail is Redwood and Cedar, and this is by the Flaming Candle. This fragrance to me smells absolutely like version of Old English, and while I think that it could have some potential as a blender, maybe it is just an absolute fail to me in so many ways. It leaves so much to be desired, and it takes something that could be a beautiful woodsy scent and makes it into, in my opinion, an Old English or something that I would want to put on my car. And the last 3 fails, you all know my feelings on already if you've watched my channel for any amount of time. And I will very briefly summarize that this leather by Candle Science, while it smells like a true to life leather, I don't like it at all. It smells just really aggressive to me, and you might be able to use it as a blender in very small amounts. I have tried that and it definitely picks up in very small amounts. The next one is this Pipe Tobacco and Cashmere by Nature's Garden. And this one to me smells like the car place where my mom used to take our GMC Yukon, where the guys were always smoking pipes and cigars in the lounge, a really dirty, messy place. And she went there because she got a good deal on repairing the car there. And that's what this one reminds me of. Yankee Candle also used to make a scent called Autumn Lodge. If you like Autumn Lodge by Yankee Candle, you might really like this tobacco, Pipe Tobacco and Cashmere, but to me, it is an absolute fail. And the last one is Suede and Smoke. And I would group with this Fireside by Candle Science, even though I have been known to use it on occasion. We have a complicated relationship. But yeah, this Suede and Smoke, it smells so pungent to me. It is just pungent. Well, that is all for this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to give this a thumbs up and comment down below if you have tried any of these fragrances out, or if there are any additional masculine fragrances that I need to check out that you love, because I would love to check them out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and happy candle making.